Hello and welcome to some basics on compiling in PowerShell and how we can get our code to be executable. So what we have here is we have the basic hello world from lesson 1, and we're going to assume you have it saved in a CPP file. I called mine hello.cpp, and I'm going to go to my PowerShell now and I'm going to show you how we can get to make this run. So I'm going to start PowerShell. So I've got it here on my start screen. Here's PowerShell, and so you can see that by default I get dropped into my home directory, and if you can see the top of my screen there on my bar, my navigation bar, it tells me where this is. So I have a C++ directory. So what I recommend you do, and I do this for ease from my PowerShell, is I make a directory. I typically call it C++, and it's right there off my home directory, and I'm going to do CD for change directory, and I'm going to type in C++ for the name of the directory I want to move into and press enter. And now I'm in that directory, and I can see that the next directory is hello, so I'm going to do CD again for change directory, and then I'm going to change into the hello directory. If I type ls, I can see that I now have one file in there. It's hello.cpp. It's 105 bytes in length. If I want to see the contents of it without opening my PowerShell, I can type cat and I can type hello.cpp, and it will show me the contents, and sure enough that's the file that I want to try to compile, and so now I can try to compile that. So I can do CL, that's the command for my compiler, /EHSC, and that has to do with the error handling or exception handling. And if you don't use that, you'll simply get a warning message saying that you have not included that option, and that if an exception is thrown, it won't know what to do. So I simply include EHSC, so I don't see that warning, but not using it isn't necessarily a problem. It just means that you're going to get a warning. If you want to just compile your code, you can do /C for compile, and then you can type in the name of your program. What I oftentimes will do is start typing the name of my file, and I'll hit the tab key. When I hit the tab key, that will automatically complete to the first name, alphabetically speaking, that it finds. In this case, it found hello.cpp. If I had a second file, which I'll have here in a second, if I hit tab again, it will circle through all of the files that I have that match that pattern. If I press return now, I will see that the compiler has been executed, version 19, and I don't get any warning message or any messages at all. So that's a good sign. That means nothing happened wrong. If I type ls for list, I can see that now I have a hello.obj. And not only that, but I notice it is much larger than the CPP file itself. So this is a good sign. I'm now ready to try to link my file, so I can use the link command. And I'm going to name my output file. /out with a colon will allow me to change the name of my executable if I wanted to call it something different. Let's say we wanted to call it hello world instead of hello. And now I want to use the object file. So notice here when I hit tab, I got the CPP file. Pressing tab one more time will give me the OBJ file. So now I can type enter, and if all is right, I see the linker is used and I don't get any messages, so again that's a good sign. Typing ls, I should now see I have hello world.exe, and notice it is a much larger file than even the OBJ file. So now I can run that file by typing / and hello world. Again, if I hit tab, it'll cycle through my choices. If I press enter, I get hello world program run. And that's pretty much it, how we're going to compile. If I had more than one CPP file, I could compile them individually and then link them all together. And I can put them together in lots of different ways. Later on, I'll show you how we can skip doing the linking explicitly and let the compiler initiate the linker for us. It's not much harder than what we've already done. But for right now, I want to try to emphasize the fact that we have compiling and linking, and there are two separate applications that are run to take a source code input file, create an output object file, and then take the object output file as an input to the linker and produce an executable. It's not magic, it's just two different programs running on input and output.